place. It's owned by the Historic Society or the city or something. I don't know.
That's a possibility.
What even is the purpose of an HOA?
They'll tell you to keep land values high.
You know.
Yeah, the money goes to like fixing the elevator mostly, but you know, cleaning the sidewalks and windows and keeping the cement patched and stuff, all those little things.
Yeah, I don't know. Like for neighborhoods, HOAs, the money's supposed to go to the parks. Keep like the easements, like the sidewalks and stuff nice and all of that jazz. But for a building, yeah, I don't know, that's weird.
90% of what they spend goes to elevator, like maintenance and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, they send us a monthly budget every month. I almost never read it, but it is literally like 90% of the money goes to elevator maintenance.
Does anyone else read those HOA horror stories?
Oh, dude, we had some in Arizona. It was so shit. Not as bad as those horror stories, but it's like they're so shit.
Yeah. They are. So glad we don't have one. We do have to deal with like a historic society, and we have to, like if we do anything on the house, we have to get approval for it. But it's not nearly as bad as HOAs where they can just come around and say, it's been 2 years since you painted your house. You have to spend $12,000 to fix it.
Yeah. I know we were just about getting to that time period on our old house where they were going to send us a notice to paint it, have it painted, and it's like $4 or $5 grand.
They actually did send us a notice, but they put our picture's house, or the picture of our neighbor's house, on the notice instead of ours, so we got out of it before we sold.
I sent it back and told them that wasn't our house.
Yep. And they never got around to resending a new one before we left. Thank God. It's expensive to have a house
the new
painted.
people's problem now.
Yeah. Well, the company that we sold it to didn't even paint it before they sold it back, or before they sold it again.
No.
Or they still ended up selling it. I don't know.
Well, I guess the people who bought it are screwed.
Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly it.
True, true. All right, we ready for the D&Ds?
I think we've been ready.
Awesome. Last session. You are still within Ticknell in Mazend Hollow, within the ancient cities that lie underneath the mire. After making your way through and finding some interesting trinkets and some historical artifacts, you made your way to the Hall of Living History, met the Keeper, found that the Hall of Living History archives events that changed the path of Avonvon. Within the halls, you viewed mosaics of the creation of the weave, your meeting with C.R. Saenti, the molding of Avonvon by the crafters, as the Keeper had said, the memory of Takarlis and others consuming astral creatures, including the masked one, was in that mosaic. Another mosaic where Avonvon, where the weave was at its peak, but of course everybody was at war at that moment. Another one with balance in the anchors, changing the weave as the devourers fell. The recreation... Sorry. The recreation of Avonvon. And you, in one of the mosaics, actually two of them, you saw a shepherd shepherding people in the very beginning to Avonvon from multiple planets. And then more recently, you saw another image of the shepherd, though this time, instead of being in the standard very plain burlap clothing, they were now in darker clothing, and their body had changed a little bit. Their face was covered as they were shepherding people. Instead of from all of the different planets at once, they were moving people from one to the next, to the next, to the next, eventually to Avonvon. Dorus had a conversation with his crystal. And as you were all leaving the area, you spoke with the queen of the hive to create a tunnel directly to the hall for others to be able to have easier access. You then return to your companions within Ticknell before meeting with Rondon, collecting your crafted items from Saren Tor, and then returning to Wolfden Falls, where Gallon and Pepper had appeared. And as Gallon began setting up a kitchen, Pepper and Nima sat as sphinxes on the central platform, while Rondon began the ritual of awakening. Words hurt. Now, the beginning of the ritual of awakening, he spoke the words, "By free will of the Sentinel, appointed by the Anchor, watcher of the seat of water, may the stasis be lifted." And during this time, once the words were spoken, all of the runes underneath his feet on these platforms began to light, and the winds finally blew here within Wolfden Falls. The waters began to truly fall in the waterfalls themselves, and all of the people of Wolfden Falls appeared. And as soon as they appeared, you also noticed that there were humanoid figures of Pepper dotted throughout the crowd, seemingly doing what the Samaritan does, which is ensure everybody is calm, understands what is going on, and possibly using the towlet that Rondon had created as a means to fill everybody's memories in the time that they have been gone. The last words from Rondon before we stopped our session was, "Welcome home. Take a moment to adjust. The golden-eyed ones are here to help. You may call them Samaritan. They will ensure your safety." Now, is there anything at this very moment? Everybody is still up on stage. Nima is assisting Pepper. Gallon is already starting to cook and get all of the food prepared for all of these peoples. There's a few moments kind of here before the next stage happens. Is there anything anybody wants to do, say?
Is he referring to us as the golden-eyed ones or the
Pepper.
cat? And
Pepper. Yeah.
okay.
So this will be the first time you've ever seen her specific abilities activated, where her eyes change to this flecked gold, and she has duplicated herself throughout the area.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm crying.
I bet.
Seeing them like just reappear out of nowhere.
No? Okay. Now, still below the feet of Rondon, a few runes remain lit as he grabs Soli around the shoulders, pulls her in to a big hug, and walks towards the group. He looks down at Nimu. Do you know a song of remembrance? Something that can aid the Samaritan in filling the gaps in their memory? I don't think it's one that you've ever played. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. You're lighting up, but I can't hear you. Full story.
Oh no, the owl has gone mute.
I know. Oh no, the bard has gone mute.
The worst one of us to go mute. Still not hearing anything.
I had muted myself because I was coughing.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, so you're just really low.
Okay, you're back to not being able to hear.
No.
Do you have like a noise gate on or something?
No, I'm trying to get this fucking software to work, and apparently it completely fucked with my microphone. As it should. I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Sounds like a typical day trying to play D&D.
Yep.
Well, I was using... This is just my basic microphone sound. I was using this other software that helped with audio quality for my mic, and it's like being overridden by this one I just installed for the webcam.
Okay, while he works that out, Rondon, after speaking with Nemu, just looks at everybody and kind of gives everybody a nod, walks back over to the center of the runes, and his voice now echoes around all of Wolfden Falls. Many things have changed, but most importantly, the veil between us and the divine powers has diminished. And as he begins speaking, you see everybody once again turning towards him. Be very careful of spells you cast, as they may be more powerful than before. Assist each other and watch for signs of awakened arcane ability. He takes a deep, shaky breath. My heart swells with the sight of you all. My clan, my pack, my family. You all sacrifice so much for Avenvon. A sacrifice that will go unnoticed by the histories. This is what being Keenson is. We protect. We are the Sentinels. In the coming months, we will be called upon again. But this time will be to the long foretold war. Today we celebrate our return. Tomorrow, we prepare to serve our greatest purpose. And he steps back from the runes, and they finally dim, as everybody begins to chatter amongst themselves. Specifically talking with the Sentinel, as music begins to sound in the background. Real quick, hi Jord! Long time no see. I love you. I miss you. How is everybody? How was your stream? All that jazz. We just got started a few minutes ago. We're starting a new chapter in our game. So exciting things.
That is so cool.
Okay, I think I'm back.
Okay. So you can be playing your song. I need you to roll performance for me to see if you're able to figure this out.
Performance, alright.
I'll stay with running the whole time.
19.
Perfect. So you tap into just the energy of Nima and Pepper, and you're walking around and just picking up on the cadence, specifically of Samaritan, as you fine-tune this song. And as you do, everybody in the area starts to see in their mind's eye visuals of history play out. Specifically anything that was loaded onto the tablet that Samaritan is currently using to speak with everybody about the histories the recent histories of the last 7 years. Now, there's going to be a few hours where everybody settles in. The city becomes awakened completely. Is there anything that anybody would like to do, like to talk to Rondon about?
I would just want to know more about that song that they were talking about.
So Rondon was hoping that you knew one. So you are creating, as you work with Samaritan, so you are creating a new song.
Okay.
So this would be something to, like, you may even be able to use tablets in the future if you need to tell a story to a large group of people. You may be able to use a tablet in the future to tell a story with very specific memories visually with this song.
Gotcha. Okay.
Nemu is my king. Yeah. My little owl. So Rondon spoke of war that had been foretold. So just a little key thing to add to your growing list of stuff. Is there anything that anybody wants to do at this moment?
I think Doris would go over to Soli and like not console her, but like reassure her, like it's good to see her people back and everything, that kind of thing. Just be around her.
Yeah. I'm very happy seeing everybody here again. It's bringing me so much joy that I haven't felt in a long time. So
multiple people will come up to you, Soli, that you've known in the past and give you hugs. Oh, you've grown so much in the last years. How have you been?
I'm good, but I've been on crazy adventures lately, away from the fields. But I'm back. My uncle's here. All of you are here. So, yeah.
Well,
I don't know. Like, I'm just at a loss for words. I'm just like overfilled with emotions right now. I'm just so happy to see you guys again.
so are we. It's very nice to be out of stasis. It was, scary, to say the least. Seems like much has happened. This Samaritan has been filling us in.
Yes.
But not all good, no.
Oh, well, I've been dealing with the humans in the fields. They haven't been too kind with the land, and I can't do anything by myself. You know, I can't take all of them at once. They're very disrespectful.
So more of your people came.
I guess. And the displacements, I don't know. I guess they didn't like the displacements, so they came here to the fields, and they're just tearing things apart. And you know, I guess I can't do anything by myself, and that made me very frustrated. But I guess there's other villages of humans that are more considerate of their environment. So maybe there's hope for the people here, but yeah, it's not good.
Well, it seems like we will be preparing for war, so that will maybe be part of it. I don't quite understand what is going on yet.
Yeah,
Well, it is wonderful to see you.
it is wonderful to see you too. And I give them a big hug.
She'll give you a hug. Now, there.
So all these people just kind of popped into existence.
Yes.
That's it'd be hard for me to focus on this song then, because I'd want to go and say hi to everybody.
That's fine. You can do that too. Why are you looking at me like that?
They're like, what do these people look like?
They're the Keenson, the wolf.
The wolf people.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
Alright,
quite
I mean, if
big. I'll put it that way. They are quite large.
Okay, maybe I'll focus on my song for now. Then I don't want to get eaten by the wolf people.
Perfect.
Yeah. Don't eat me, please. Thank you.
I would say about an hour after the completion of the ritual, all of the food from Gallon has been prepared, and people are gathering to eat and to celebrate their return. Pepper and Nima suddenly collapse of exhaustion, and they Rondon gently scoops them up and places them on a very conveniently placed pillow that, of course, Gallon has out for this very purpose, and just continues to walk around and talk with everybody. Now, by the end of the day, you will be able to find lodging for the evening. Solely, you're more than welcome to stay with Rondon and his family's home.
Yes.
Or any place here as well. You all can also stay in Rondon's lodging if you prefer, or in one of the inns that are now open. Places of note for the next few days, depending on how long you all want to stay. There is there's a library. There is a place of ancient studies. There is going to be the Sentinel Keep, which might interest Ioway, as they will immediately start training they will immediately start renewing their training and their formations the very next day. There's a hospital that opens for accidents or whatever. And then, of course, a tavern and all kinds of things. But the most interesting thing I think everybody would notice after all of the signs and everything are placed back out is that almost everything here, the main places, are called Coral Peak. So you have Coral Peak Philosophy of Education, you have Coral Peak Library, Coral Peak Ancient Studies. So it's just something that's a little bit interesting, considering that you all know this was the seat of water. So is there anything anybody wants to visit, see, do while you guys are here? Because I believe the next stop is Feely Fields.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to the keep. Gonna do some more training.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
like to investigate the keep also. Just like
Okay.
learn their fighting style.
That's really
Okay.
I want to get stories from the wolf people.
You can definitely do that.
I think I'd be walking around just asking about their culture and stuff.
Okay.
I will visit the library and see if they have anything interesting about culture here or things like this. Otherwise, I will be reading of these new books we've obtained.
Perfect.
Do they have
Um,
horses here?
They do. They have
Can I,
very
like,
large horses.
Find a stable hand and like get at most some exercise.
Yes, so if you could take him to, you and Soli can head over to Sentinel Keep. And as you enter with poor Atmos, somebody greets you both. And hi, my name is Sentinel Lorica. I see that your noble steed here may also be in need of some practice. Do you want me to have him join the other horses during your stay?
Yes, I think that would be wise.
yes, extensive. Please.
So they'll call somebody over to grab Atmos to take him over to where you see many of the horses just being exercised. Of course, they were not here before. Just like everything else here, they were put in stasis. And Lorica will take you around and show you all of the different areas that they train. like immediately they're already doing formations, they're already doing hand-to-hand and sword combat, archery, everything is in motion. It's like this place never stopped. Anyway, roll perception for me. Solely, what kind of practice did you want to get in? Did you want to practice any hand-to-hand, any martial, or did you want to go to the arcane area to practice with your magic?
Oh, that all sound really good. But I was thinking doing some archery.
Okay. Nat 20. You are more than welcome to go to the archery round. You will already see that Kaya is like she immediately got up early. She walked over to where they're practicing magic, and that's what she's doing. She is determined to be a good part of y'all's group. So anyway, as you're watching these different formations and you're walking around between hand-to-hand combat, specifically the hand-to-hand combat and sword practice, you see some very familiar movements. Though the movements themselves, you can tell, are very similar to those that you practice and those that were taught within the few ancient teachings that you found for the Vareki. They're not empowered by runes. It is just the movements. So you are more than welcome to join them, or perhaps at this very moment, you are probably the most powerful person in Wolfden Falls for Marshall.
Do you think I could teach them rune magic?
You can certainly try.
So, whoever will listen, I guess. I'm just gonna, like, the first rune I use was the fire rune. So I'm going to try and, like, show that off. And how I, like, use the rune in the sword.
Okay.
The sword technique.
So you go over to combat training, the sword training, and you just see, you know, the leaders around the area watching what's going on, and they just kind of give you a nod. They know who you all are and what you've done for this place. And a spot opens up for you to practice. And immediately as you draw your sword and just begin simple movements, people begin stopping what they're doing to watch you. And then the rune alights. And it's the same movements that they have been using in offense, but in a completely different way that it's been implemented. It alights, and the fire arcs on your sword. And as you complete the movement, one of those that is watching around the edge comes up to you. I am Master Sentinel Nadrani. What is it that you are doing here? The movement, I know the movement, but what is the extra?
It's something I learned from the Vareki.
The Vareki?
Yeah, they're long dead. But this rune magic, you can, the sword technique that you're using, there's magic to it that you're not fully tapping into.
We would be honored if you would give demonstrations and show and help us.
And then I will go ahead and do that.
Okay. So roll performance with advantage for me.
Well, that was shit.
With advantage?
Performance. Yes.
I'm sorry.
That's a 6.
A 6.
Not my best work.
So I will say that it's not your performance of the movements, because at this point, to everybody around you, you have mastered them. It's just the ability for them to grasp what you're trying to teach. Your teaching skills aren't up to snuff right now. So the first day is rough. A few people are able to activate a bit of fire without being able to keep it through the full movement. But depending on how long you are staying here, you may very well be able to teach at least a couple of dozen people these movements.
Plus, this is the seat of water, and I'm teaching them fire moves.
This is true. This is very, very true. So Lee, as you begin your archery practice, you meet somebody who you may have seen in passing here once or twice, speaking to Rondon in quiet tones. They always seemed kind of to stay out of the way. But they are at the archery range. They are in incredibly dark clothing. All of their movements are whisper silent. And they lean over to you. I have seen you many times here. Soli, right?
Yes.
Now, it hasn't been that long for me, but I know it has been very long for you.
Too long.
I am Emrit Shaud Rivik. We are the ones in shadow, for the Sentinels. Would you like some help?
Sure, yeah. It's been a while since I've done a hunt. That's what I mostly used my crossbow for. We would go on hunts. It was pretty fun. But it was when I was a kid, so I'm a bit rusty now.
Yes, we use ours for hunt as well. Just in a very different way.
Yes.
So he will assist you in your form and just your overall archery abilities. So I need you to roll roll performance with advantage, since you have the help of Emrit Shaud Rivik.
Yeah, 22.
Very nice. I will say, if y'all spend about 3 days here working on that, you could probably add a +1 to your ability with ranged weapons.
Nice.
Nimu, you begin walking around. Speaking to everybody, trying to find stories. Is there anything specific that you want to learn about, as the city seems to be in a state of preparedness? Not like what you would assume would be a city of celebration. I can't hear you.
You're not lighting up for me.
Yay, more technical difficulties. You lit up for a second.
He's fixing it.
Okay.
Okay.
So is there any music being played during this celebration?
That's what I'm saying. It's not celebratory. What you would assume is what you would assume would be celebratory, as everybody has come back. This is much more a city being preparing for war. The smithies are in full force, making weapons, making armor. Food is being moved around the city and stored. Meat is being prepared to be dried for rations. All kinds of things.
So no music?
No.
Are there any old people on the side of any old wolves hanging out at somewhere that I can go and just talk to somebody?
Yeah, you can go and talk to people. It's just not as celebratory as you would expect. So there's people to talk to. Any old wolves. It just depends on what kind of stories that you're interested in.
I'd say just I'd want first-hand accounts of their culture,
Okay.
you know, and just like who they are and stuff like that. So anybody that's like probably the older generation, yeah, anything that would make a good song lyric. Yeah, like I want to get stories so I can put together a song.
Okay. So you, if you would like, you can go into the tavern, which you would assume that either people are taking breaks or those that are unable to perform any kind of the jobs that are being done right now would be. And you would find 3 people in there currently who are just relaxing, having a meal. But there is no music being played at this very moment, unfortunately. So you approach.
I'm gonna start playing music.
Do you don't want to talk to anybody?
Well, I'm playing as I'm going up to people.
Oh, okay. So I'm so confused.
Yeah.
So as you begin walking around the area, walking around and just kind of sitting with every person, just gently playing some music while you talk, the most interesting person that you come across is an older gentleman named Delano. Now, Delano is very frustrated because they are unable to do anything at this very moment. But the main thing that comes across is he's upset that it has been generations as they've prepared for this foretold war, and he is now too old to fight.
I don't mean to sound rude, but like, how long do you guys live for?
Our ages, are not much different than most others, I suppose. Around 120 years. But it has been generations that we have been consistently practicing and training for war, and now that it's here, I don't even get a chance to participate in it. It is a foretold war. It is an unnamed war.
Well, I mean, I suppose you could grab a weapon and go out like a hero. I mean, in your culture, is it a negative thing to die without fighting?
No, it's not that. I quite enjoyed training in combat. I just feel like, you know what, it doesn't matter. No, it is not a part of our culture that to die in war. We haven't had war in ages. But you wanted to know of our culture. We are a fairly reclusive culture of peoples. We participate in the greater politics of the area as they change, but are never beholden to any of them. We, since time began, I suppose, the Keenson have been the sentinels of the area that they protect. Their, what would you call it? Not, I guess just their territory. Our territory is the majority of Ralios, and if there is a need for us, we travel to protect those who cannot protect themselves. We train from a very early age to do so, whether it be in martial, whether it be in arcane, or even political means. And that is the basis of what we do. We celebrate with fervor, and we fight until the last drop of blood is shed.
How about music? Do you know any good music? You could play music for people. That inspires them.
I do not, but Cinda does. And he points over to another older, not quite as old as Delano, Keenson. And she kind of just waves. Like, why are you pointing at me?
Well, I will go talk to her, but if ever you feel like making a difference without taking up a sword, come and find us. I could maybe teach you a little bit of magic too. You can do magic without picking up a sword.
I am not inclined to magic, unfortunately.
Like you don't like it, or you just have no talent for it?
I have no talent for it. We are all tested at a very young age.
Oh, that's a shame.
So
I could give you a stick and you could wave it around and I could cast a spell and make it seem like you cast something.
I am
Then you'd be ferocious.
I'm relegated to training in the beginning sword arts. I have just my rotation is not of the day.
Well, there's no need to be sad, friend.
Well, I appreciate that small one.
I'm gonna go talk to the singing one now.
Okay.
The singing wolf.
Cinda is very kind.
I should hope so. You guys kind of scare me. You're big and have big teeth.
You are small with sharp claws. I don't see the difference.
Fair enough.
So you walk over to Cinda, and she's just kind of giving Delano an eye. Like, why is this creature coming to me? So Cinda greets you. Yes. Hello, Liz One. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, I
was told you like music.
very much so. I've heard you play. It's wonderful. It's beautiful.
Well, thank you. What do you play?
Just a little bit of guitar and percussion if needed. But I mostly sing.
Any songs from your culture that you could teach me?
Oh, we have many. How many would you like to learn, and how much time do you have?
All of them. And all the time I want.
Well, I have nothing better to do at this very moment, so let us get started.
We have a fighter in our group that pretty much kills everything, so I could just sit back and learn songs.
All right. So, roll performance with advantage. Outdoor Rose. Advantage? Sorry. Okay. Dorus. You head over to the library and immediately overwhelmed with the amount of knowledge in this area. There are books upon books upon books upon people, and there are a lot more people here than you would ever expect. It is quite a few people studying, talking to each other, pulling out books. And it seems most of the conversation as you pass through is surrounding looking at maps of Ralios, preparing lines of communication, going over documents about previous wars and where they believe that the wars will begin. Roll perception for me. This is hearing. Overhear what they're talking about. What'd you get? Not coming up.
14.
14. That's not bad. Smell the conversation. The main study or the main thing that they're talking about are the devourers. They seem to be trying to pull out every book or document or scroll that they have that refers to the devourers or giant creatures of like ancient history, and a way to combat them. The conversations are people's voices are strong, but you hear a line of fear behind them. The understanding is that this is what the Sentinels have technically been trained for since the beginning of time for the Keenson, but they never believed that it would ever come to pass. And the idea of fighting creatures that were literally trying to devour the planet itself is daunting. So they are pulling up as much information as they can in preparation to keep people safe from these creatures. One of the librarians or keepers of knowledge here will eventually see you as they're running back and forth between all of these shelvings. Oh, I'm so sorry. My name is Kosoko. Let me take a breath. My name is Kosoko. Welcome to Coral Peak Library. Is there anything that I can assist you with today?
Well, I came to do some research. I have some items obtained recently. I figured we may be here for a few days, so I may try and study these items a bit, but I see it's very busy in here. I was wondering if I could possibly assist you as well.
How much time have you spent in libraries?
Over 50 years at least. Long time I've worked, and I kind of like fill them in on my backstory and who I work for and stuff. The Cerverius Assembly or Cerverius Council, and the amount of time I spent as a researcher there.
Yes, you will have a great understanding of our system that we use to organize. I would greatly appreciate any assistance, as people are constantly looking for very obscure documents, though considering what we've all been preparing for our entire lives, it doesn't make sense why this isn't just in one group, but it doesn't matter. Yes, I would appreciate your help, and we will be able to help you with whatever it is that you are also searching for. So which books or documents are you looking to study for yourself? And how much time do you want to assist them? And how much time do you want to spend in your own studies?
Since we're here for a few days, I want to take Dispel Magic one of those days and dispel the magic on these two books that are like arcane sealed, have seals on them. See if I can do that. And then otherwise I don't want to spend the whole time researching these books because I'll have them with me, but I would at least kind of do a quick overview of each of them if I can read them, and then like share them with the Keenson if they want to read and take notes on them, or cliff notes them kind of thing while I'm here. But the rest of the time, so say I'll take one day to kind of research these books if that's what it takes to dispel the magic and stuff, and then the rest of the time I'll assist them if they need it.
Okay.
If I can.
Do you have any spells to translate languages?
I don't think so. What like kind of spell would that be?
What's the name of that spell where you can read or speak or read any language? It's not tongues, it's something
tongues.
Like is it tongues?
I think there's a different one though.
Comprehend languages?
Yeah, that one.
I don't think clerics get either of those.
Okay.
But yeah, I can at least dispel the magic on them so I can open them and try and look at them.
Okay. My D&D Beyond search isn't working. I'm sorry. Okay, somebody there will be able to assist you with the languages, as of course that being in a library, somebody's going to need to have comprehend languages to assist you in the translations. You dispel the protective layers on these books. One of them you find is a personal study on the effects and the means of gaining power through consumption. And it is very in depth, as in somebody either spoke to people who had done this or were just theory crafting, may have done it themselves, though it doesn't notate it, how you would be able to consume somebody else's power, whether that be physical or in the arcane realm. If the person would have to die, if you could do this without killing the person, if you could weaken somebody doing this, what that would look like, if the person would be able to survive if they were like born with arcane ability like a sorcerer and you consumed that part of them, if they would be left a husk, if they would still be, you know, a regular person just without magic. It is disgustingly detailed in some parts, to where your translator will have to take breaks frequently from trying to assist you in going through this book. The other one is I breathed in and my throat got really dry. Is a study on different types of magics, not of schools you are aware of. It is the twisting of time and space. It's very theoretical in the same type of way that the other book is. But this is about porting from one place to another, but not by teleportation. It is changing the way that you perceive time, or perhaps changing time itself for others. What would be easier? There's even a couple of rudimentary spells that challenge the beliefs of time and space, which seem to have worked for those that were studying it. It looked to be a group of people who were doing this. But unfortunately, there were some side effects in these rudimentary spells, to where some people hastily aged in terrible, tragic ways. And others never came out of this weird stasis, like this time stop that they had created. But there are the beginnings of some very, very interesting spells in there. I don't know if as a cleric you'll ever have access to this kind of magic, but the book itself would be very, very valuable. You have never heard of much of this.
Yeah, and we have the book on graviturgy stuff too, which is also pretty crazy magic. The first book about gaining power through consuming, I guess, people or energy from people, would it be applicable to how we can better use, or how we can learn how to use the residuum stuff that we're getting from these creatures?
Yes.
So yeah, definitely some more research to do there.
Very much so.
Could you figure out how to turn that one thing into a necklace for each of us?
Possibly. Roll intelligence, and if you work with the researcher on this very specific thing about the residuums, and trying to maybe cross-reference some of their older texts that they have, you can roll with advantage to try and figure out how to split the residuum without losing much of the power within.
Not great. 11.
11. Okay. I mean, this is all very theoretical. Now, whether or not the Severius Council has more information on this, or possibly somebody within the main cities, you could possibly you have the framework of being able to do such a thing, and then you can spend the rest of your time in the library assisting everybody. Yeah, you would. It's going to be something that's very difficult. Splitting the residuums, as y'all have found, or even harvesting them in a way that is not optimal, destroys them or creates a leak of energy. So it is a very delicate process. But you can spend the remaining time helping everybody with their research, but not only in the way of finding reference materials for them, but you have knowledge from your time in Sheer Lumen, and also possibly from the mosaics of the living histories of where these devourers could possibly be located. So you know the possibility of one being in,
I think one was Silent Rent. One was the volcano by my home.
so Cindercrest Isle and Phoenix Fracture are two that you know for sure. Hold on. Weird, sorry. The Silent Rent is a possibility, but it's not something that you are for sure that there is a devourer there. There's other things there that you for sure know about. So with your help in narrowing down two locations of two highly possible locations of devourers, that is going to greatly assist them in preparing plans to protect those around the area and perhaps keep them from awakening and getting out. Anything else anybody wants to do while we're in Wolfden?
Are we staying together at night?
You can.
Or like in the same area at least? I would like to
we have an end room or something.
Okay, you can get a room at the inn. You have Peaceful K Inn.
Can I see how Atmos is doing?
Oh yeah.
Probably angry with me.
Every time you go and check on Atmos, he is frothed up, sweaty, hot, but he seems to be trying to prove himself to the other horses. Like every time he does something, you know, they'll give him a command, or they'll work with him on rearing up and stomping, like, you know, physically stomping on somebody. And they use like these stuffed dummies, and every time he does it and the hay goes everywhere, he just kind of shakes his head like all proud. You know how he does in that way, he just like tosses his mane, and then he'll look at the other horses and kind of like look down on their dummies where the hay isn't spread as much. He's just like, yeah. He's quite thoroughly enjoying himself in a strange way, trying to prove himself. But if you ever visit him at night in his stables, he's out. He is freaking out. Just, nothing. He will give you an ear twitch. He is exhausted. You know what? Roll perception for me. I'm curious about something.
Okay, that just like I accidentally rolled my dice and it rolled 2 at the same time.
Sure.
It like hit another dice. 14.
14. One of the evenings that you come to just check on him and make sure he's not, dying. You hear a rustling within his hay. And you draw your sword out of instinct. And Shelly, Nemu's beetle that he got from his sister, is backing out of the hay with an apple in his legs. You know how like dung beetles push? Yeah, this time he's like pushing a ball of dung or a ball of apple, just a little apple ball for Atmos. Shelly is sneaking him apples.
You know what? He's enjoying himself. Why not?
Yeah. And Shelly's like, as it comes out of the hay, Shelly turns around and looks at you. Slowly backs up into the hay.
I'm gonna like give him dagger eyes, but I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay. Atmos just kind of like plops his face on the apple, and then you begin to hear crunching as he's so freaking tired. He's so worn out. I think he's not going to give up an apple. But yeah, you can stay at the Peaceful K Inn. Everybody is, of course, welcome to stay at Rondon's if they wish. He has a very large manor with multiple meeting rooms and he's never still. He seems to only sleep a couple of hours, if that. He's got a couple of meeting rooms and there's just maps and scrolls and researchers coming in and out, messengers, it's just all kinds of things happening. His manor is constantly in motion. So, anything else?
I want to, one night, maybe the second day at dinner, Doris strikes up a conversation with Yahweh about the necklace. And he's like, "Do you still have these teeth on this string?"
Oh yeah, you want to see it?
Oh yes, if I may. Are you handing it to me? Are you letting me look at it? What are you doing?
Am I allowed to take it off, or do I want to take it off?
You do not want to take it off.
I'll just show you.
Yeah, you want to show it off. You want to show off, and you have a story for every tooth, even if it's not one you collected.
Is there like one really big tooth or one that's maybe larger than the others?
Of course.
So.
Yeah.
I will reach my hand out and be like, "I like this large one. It looks very smooth." And I like reach out to try and touch it. Can I do that?
I just like pull his hand away, like, maybe don't touch. It's kind of fragile.
But it looks so smooth, and I like continue pushing my hand towards it. It looked very smooth. Please just let me rub it one quick time. You hold
I
it.
just take like a sudden step back, like, no, I don't think that's a good idea.
Okay. I'm sorry, my friend. You keep it. It's a very nice piece, though.
Wonderful. During one of the days, Dorusep, or the next day after that, as your guide, I forgot their name, Kasoko, is one of the very brief chunks of time that they're able to talk about this, go through this book of consuming preachers for their power. You hear a very quiet voice in your head. I could help with that kind of thing, right? As your crystal
moves the staff over a little bit so I can see it better.
Okay.
And it's like, what do you mean? You can help with the actual action, or you know more about it?
I can absorb power. You've never really asked what I can do, but that's one of those things.
But what happens when you do so? Do you retain power, or? You said I am master.
Yes, I retain it and it builds upon itself. And then it can be used for other things. Think of me as a battery of kinds.
We'll see. Next time we run across some of this residuum, we'll see. He's like visibly struggling with trusting this thing.
Oh, yes. Yes. I'm looking for the item. Hold on. He says it's weird collecting teeth. It talks to a rock. Sully, is there anything that you want to... Anything else you want to do here?
Let's see. I think I'll stick around the keep and
Okay.
see what the different groups of people are doing. Like the magic and then the martial ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
The biggest thing that you notice in the magic ones is a sense of surprise and shock, as many of the arcane users left when Avenvon was a very specific way and had been for ages. And now that they're back and they're casting spells, at the beginning of the day, their spell does one thing. And as they move throughout the day and use the same spell multiple times in different formations, it becomes more powerful and more powerful. And every sequential day, they realize that there is a considerable amount more of arcane energy that is being channeled through their spells. Now, they have a semblance of understanding of what this is from the information that they gathered from the Samaritans' tablets, but not specifics, obviously. But it is very, to them, almost frightening how much power they are able to put behind their spells because of what you all did with the weave. Then when you go through the martial area, you see multiple different formations. After EOA have started working with everybody, you have a group of people that seem much more adept at what he was trying to teach, working on activating the runes that he has taught them. And a few of them are getting it very quickly. The others are struggling. They're able to activate some of the magic in them, but not be able to use it through an entire movement. You find Kea throughout the day in multiple different areas trying to practice. She's trying to stay out of the way of everybody, but practice her magic as many minutes as she can squeeze into the day. But you kind of make it around into the keep as you're just wandering, and there's a room where you watch Rondon walk into, and everyone is standing around a table, and on this table is a animated 3D image of Rallios as it is right now. And on this image, in a very odd way, you see areas that attract your attention more than others. And you see a roll perception for me. 13. You see them gesturing to these areas, and they're not speaking loudly. It's almost as if they're trying to keep their voices lower so it doesn't carry throughout the keep. You catch words of movement of the families. They seem to be positioning themselves to either take or keep areas on the map. The biggest one that you see, or that you overhear, is there is a gesture towards what you know of as Dorus's homeland area. And the movement of these areas of interest are moving away from there, back towards the family center, the homes, away from the mountain where the Phoenix Fracture is, as if they are either moving towards some kind of large engagement or moving away from something. They're not sure exactly what the family is at. The Tornies? In Tora. Oh no, in Seva. It's hard to tell what they're doing, but the Seva family is not big, it's not powerful, but they seem to be shifting all of their patrols and their military in a very strange way towards the Antora border, but definitely away from the Phoenix Fracture. So that would be the stuff you find of note. Now there's many other things that they're talking about, you just aren't able to really catch anything specific. That seems to be their main concern at this very second. Anything else?
Okay.
Okay. So at the middle of day 2, Galen, somehow you all end up wandering to the center of the town at the same time. Just everybody out on their own specific things that they're doing or researching. Maybe everybody's going to lunch at the same time. But you all end up in the center, and you find Galen and Pepper. Galen is finishing packing up all of his stuff. It is witch magic. Of course it is. Galen... God. Voice on my throat. So Galen is packing up all of his goods, packing up his mobile kitchen as he rolls up that great carpet that it had sprung from, places it in his much too small case, though it fits. And Pepper is seemingly saying goodbye to a few people within the area. She's sitting very still, of course, next to Galen, but you see her eyes in that strange glowing effect and a couple of her images around the area. And as you all approach, Pepper shakes her head, blinks, and kind of sways a little bit in probably exhaustion. And, well, it is time for us to finally move on. Hopefully we won't be turned around this time. How has your visit been? Have you been able to find all of the information that you were hoping?
Is this to all of us, or who? What?
Yeah, it's
what's
to
happening
everybody.
there? Like mentally, though, right?
Yeah, I've been loving it here. So much to learn.
That there is.
I learned some new songs. I talked to somebody that didn't know songs. I took care to not get eaten because everybody's got big teeth. It's been fun.
I think they're learning more from me, actually.
Oh? Are you teaching them the ways?
Maybe. It's a slow process.
Interesting.
I'm just happy that they're all back. Although they're
Yes.
getting ready for a war, it seems. A big
Well,
war.
in times of strife, sentinels will do what the sentinels do. It is a wonderful thing to watch, honestly. I wish that we could stay here and watch more. But my
Yeah.
feet itch. And I don't actually know where we're heading, because I could say that we're heading east. The last time we headed east, we ended up right back here, so maybe we'll try west.
West.
Yes.
We'll
Towards.
probably head east.
Why?
Going west.
Probably. Things are very strange now.
They
It didn't
are.
used to happen that way. I knew exactly where I wanted to go or needed to go anyway, and I would just be there. But now I get all turned around.
Why do you think that is?
I'm just going to blame you all.
It's probably our fault.
You don't think it is your friend Gallon?
This is Galen.
Oh, I thought it was the cat talking to us.
No. Pepper doesn't speak much.
That's why I was confused. I thought she was like mentally speaking to us. Got it. Okay.
I just imagined Darush just like looking at the cat during this entire conversation.
That's what I was
Galen's
like,
talking.
mentally trying to think through, like, what does this look like? Yeah, then I'll say it the other way. I'll tell Gallon, you don't think it's your friend Pepper?
Why would Pepper do that? I don't actually know that she would be able to do that. That's a conversation we'll have to have as we step out.
I walk up there. I assume they're close to each other. I walk
Yeah.
up to the cat and kneel down next to it. I don't want to pet it, but I want to like put my hand out, like, so she can smell it if she wants to, so it can smell me if it wants to. And then I say to both of them, if you get the chance, check up on our friend Jax. He's with our enemies now. And mainly doing this so the cat knows Jax probably isn't coming by again.
Yeah.
Maybe your friend Jax. Douchebag.
Well, I guess it was inevitable, unfortunately. Yes.
Why do you say that?
Well, just the hold that they had over him would have been very difficult to break.
What hold?
I told you it was mind control.
We may never know the truth, to be honest, but we did not get the feeling it was some hold. He went willingly. When there was no way he could have been held, he still went.
You know when you were growing up, and there was that voice that your mother would use, and she would be like, "Come here now," and you would just stop everything that you were doing, and you knew exactly, like, if you didn't go at that very moment, bad things were going to happen, and you just stopped everything and turned around and headed towards your mother. Now multiply that by magic from a very powerful being. And that is Jax.
You couldn't have warned us of this earlier.
Well, you didn't ask.
Yeah.
You knew he was traveling with us. And that most of us trusted him.
There was no reason not to trust him.
Did the cat smell me?
If she wouldn't have smelled you, she would have just rubbed up against you.
Okay, I'll kind of like, I don't want to pet it, like, but I'll like push my hand into it as it rubs against me.
Okay.
And then I'll stand up and go back to the group.
Well, we are off. And I'm sure we're going to meet again for some reason or another. I don't know why, but we will.
You
And-
sure?
That's your first one.
Okay.
Wasn't great.
Yeah. I'd like to. Well, my first performance was a 19.
Right. So you would be
Yeah.
able to perfect it over the few days that you were here, especially working specifically during the day while Pepper was still there. She would be able to, because that part of her power is being able to share information. So she would be able to help you because you also have.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I'd spend some time. So if I spend some time with her, I'd thank her, and I'll be seeing you again soon. Can't wait to learn more.
Yeah, Pepper is a black cat, very furry. She's got long fur. So if there's nothing else for anybody,
Can I pet Pepper?
you can pet Pepper, as long as you don't call her a cat.
No. I'll. Where can I pet you? I don't want to. Some cats are very particular about where you pet them.
Behind the ears, please.
Oh, okay. I'll give her a good scratch behind the ear.
Okay.
There you go.
Good luck on your adventures.
You too?
I just follow the bigger cat around.
That's fair. I do a lot of following too, but that's okay.
It's us where we need to go.
Eventually.
That.
As long as they're not idiots, and then we end up walking around in circles.
Can't ever.
That's why I said it.
Does the big cat ever follow the small cat?
No. No.
What happens if you do that?
I don't know. Well, then I guess they wouldn't be called the Wanderer. They would be called the Follower. So they head out. They head west, where we will see. We'll see where they end up. And let's see. You know what? Let's go to break. I'm gonna get some water because my
Oh yeah,
throat
same here.
is doing things, and we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason I wouldn't say multi-class is because you'll lose out cleric
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you might divine interventions.
This is true. This is true.
We have one more level before that, right?
Yep.
All right. Now, your time here in Wolfden Falls is starting to wrap up. Is there anything that y'all wish to accomplish before your last night? However many days this is
Yeah.
that you guys stay, it doesn't really matter. It could be 3 days, it could be 1 day, it could be a week, 2 weeks.
I want to check with Ron then before I leave.
Okay.
I'd say as long as I needed to get my stuff done that I need to get done. You know, like learning my song and just learning other like folk songs from them.
Cinda will take you down to the Coral Peak Ancient Studies Hall, where there are some very interesting artifacts that they had found here within Wolfden Falls, including a drum with a skin made from obsidian.
I'm not sure how that works.
It is a very, very odd object. There's other items here as well. Other what you can assume would be musical instruments that you may not recognize as musical instruments, but she'll show them all to you. But that is the one that is the most odd.
How big is it?
It's quite small.
Oh, I'll take it.
You can't take it.
Can I ask if I'll take it?
You cannot take this. It's a one-of-a-kind object.
What is this thing for?
You know, I'm not sure. Perhaps, you know what? I've never been able to do anything specific with it, but maybe you can.
Yeah, so... It kind of looks like a drum.
Yes, I mean, I've been able to play it. But it doesn't do anything specific, though we know it is magical. The properties are very odd.
I'm kind of afraid to use it.
Well, it's up to you. I just thought that it would be something that you would be interested in.
Yeah, I just don't, I mean... Can I hit it?
Well, yes, you can play with it. You can try to use it with some of your songs. So you can't take it from here.
Oh. Okay. I'll just use it in various songs, I guess, to see what happens.
Okay. Roll Arcana for me.
Oh, sure. Sure, now I roll a fucking 19.
A 19.
So 22 total.
Looking for something very specific and I don't see it. What song would you like to try and play with this?
The spirit one.
Of course you do. So the first time you hit this obsidian, the song that you've been working on, the Song of Remembrance. So you hit this drum just to kind of get a feel for the sound, and it's almost like a crystal bell, but massive. It's a deep gong, which is incredibly odd considering the size of this thing and also material that's used to make the skin of the drum. However, you notice that with intent, you're able to change the tone and actually build
Weird.
from tone to tone. It doesn't seem to stop reverberating when you hit it multiple times. and the tones within your intent can change and layer upon each other. And you begin to play the Song of Spirits, which, in a place like this, a place of ancients, and before the time that everybody now knows as Avonvon existed, causes a few strange things to happen. The drum itself suddenly multiplies into multiple drums. And as they begin to apparate, they shift suddenly. And they're now different sizes and shapes. And sitting around you is a circle of people playing very similar drums. All in a very similar, almost as if they're following your song. One of them begins to sing, though the sound doesn't echo within this place. It's as if only you can hear it. And while you may not understand the words of the song itself, you get the idea that it is a song of mourning, a song of loss for a life that had no meaning, and the wish to try again and leave a dent within the world that they had passed through. It's incredibly sad, and it's a strange experience considering all of the other experiences that you've had. But this drum seems to have a way to tap or to bring forward those who have had experience with this instrument specifically, almost as if it was a way to communicate with others who had this instrument. Why? It's unknown. But it would have been a very interesting way to share information and stories over a very vast distance. So, if you ever find another one somewhere, you may be able to communicate like an entire story as you can with only songs, visual, like arcane songs, visually all immersive stories over vast differences or distances.
That's good.
Yeah, just something different.
Yeah, thank you for showing me that. That was interesting.
That
A little scary.
was beautiful, though.
It was. I agree.
Anybody else? Hanging out with Rondon. Is there anything you wanted to speak with Rondon about before you left, before the final night?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, like, what are they planning to do now? Like, are they headed west, like, because I was there when I saw the their little map and their battle plan.
Of course you did. We don't know which direction to head first. We're hoping to gain some information from the areas around Cindercrest and Phoenix Fracture, from information that our people were able to gather from your friend Dorus. And if need be, then we will split our forces. We also need to contact the great families and see if they have any more information than we do, and perhaps join forces with them, though it looks like they have their own plans at this very moment. So whether or not that there will be a peaceful negotiation could mean that if this does happen, if this awakening does happen, that there will be wars at the same time that we're trying to fight these creatures as well. Which of course there would be. Why wouldn't there be?
I never knew the extent of all of this.
The families are constantly pushing back and forth and back and forth. I was hoping after we had left with all of the changes and all of the new peoples that came, that maybe they would be able to look inward and fix what is going on within their own territories instead of constantly trying to take somebody else's. But powerful people will do powerful people things and try and take more for themselves.
Yeah.
Just if you are heading into Entora, just beware. They probably are aware of you and are going to try and recruit you.
I won't let them sway me. I won't let any family sway me in any way.
Yeah. I know. This
Please
means
stay
you're going to have a
safe,
lot of
Alden.
enemies. No, you as well.
So I'll give him a big hug.
Okay. We'll give you a hug. If he knows it is your last night, he will have a great feast planned. All of your favorite foods from the area. And solely all of your closest friends, including Niza, will be there to have the meal. And wherever it is that you fall asleep that night, within your dreams, whether it is going over Dorus, you probably are dreaming of all of the information that you've gathered. I would assume that somebody who studies all of the time probably figures quite a few things out in their subconscious as you sleep and dream, and the imagery of the things that you've studied come to life in strange and weird ways as dreams do. Iwe could be something as simple as fighting or the movement of the runes and activating them as you've been doing nothing but practicing for the last however many days that y'all solely probably memories of home, of your childhood, being here with all of your friends and people that you grew up with. You want to look at the Coral Peaks? The Coral Peak Philosophy of Education is as a school. Coral Peak Library is where Dorus has been. Coral Peak Ancient Studies is where Nemu went. Coral Peak is probably an area that y'all would have gone to do the drills, by the way. And
Okay.
you can tell that part of this mountain is made of coral, just like the buildings are. It's very strange. You are very high up.
Well, I recognized that people knew Vereki moved, so I wanted to see if anything Vereki was down there.
No, not specifically. This looks to have been passed down. If you were to ask specifics, this like a lot of these moves have been passed down for generation upon generation upon generation, and were they used to trade with different groups of peoples around Ralios. They would trade fighting techniques. So this would have come from somewhere else. The thought is that it came from Eos in the very, very southwestern part. That it has been told that the combat moves had originated in Eos. Now, Nemu, your dreams are haunted in a way of the songs that you've been practicing, the images of the people sitting around with the drums and the stories that they had told. And at the same time, everybody's dreams are interrupted by, well, this seems odd. How is everybody? How is everybody? As Imrosi steps in. Well, Imrosi.
Do we wake up or no?
No. You're asleep. He just kind of steps into everybody's dreams.
Just one peaceful night.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I just wanted to check in. I didn't know what was going on. I've just kind of been letting you do you. I've been doing me. Yeah. So, if anybody is interested, no, maybe.
Is this a shared dream? Like, are we aware that it's a shared dream?
Yeah,
Do we all
as
like
you
see each other?
as you like look around, you're like, who else are you talking to? You kind of vaguely see everybody else kind of popping in.
I kind of sigh, and then Doris is like, "You exert your power in very unusual ways. What is it you need?"
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I interrupting? Well, so I had told you originally that I would be looking for signs of, people who had knowledge of, the ancient devourers, that, you were looking for, right? Maybe somebody that was, anyway. There's a group of people, kind of scattered around. Now, they are everywhere. They're, some of them are with, Geoinvo. They are trying to, ensure that the devourers are awoken. Their dreams are of utter devastation, and they're just relishing in the blood. It's quite disturbing. And then there's a few dreams that I've picked up on in Torah. A couple of very powerful people. I haven't been able to track them completely yet, but they're happening there as well. And Thule. I know that a couple of you are from that area, and I don't want to spoil it, but those that run the Diamond Coast are bad. All of them, really. I don't know if some kind of disease or sickness, but they all have these really awful dreams of just death.
So the tourist trap is an actual trap.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you're from the Thule area. So the Diamond Coast is very close to Cindercrest. And then in Tora, of course, is where you are right now.
Was he talking about the Jewel area?
Yeah.
The tourist trap area?
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm from.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's maybe it's sickness of some kind. Maybe from the ash from Cindercrest. Hopefully. Maybe.
I doubt it.
But I told you I would come to you if I found anything, and that's what I found. How have you been? Your dreams have been quite peaceful lately.
Did you find anyone good on your research?
Anyone good?
Yes, you tell us about everyone who's dreaming death and destruction. You tell us nothing about those who are fighting the good fight, so to speak.
I was very focused. That was what we had spoken about. I can shift my focus. It's not that easy. It's a lot of dreams, you know? Just kind of constantly seeing other people's dreams and you're just trying to pinpoint a very specific thing, and it's messy. Dreams are messy.
I guess I don't recall, like, me as a player, I don't recall what we asked him to do. Can you remind me?
Yeah.
Because I thought he just kind of left on his own and was like, okay, I'm bye now.
I feel like I faintly remember asking him to, like, search for people of interest that we should.
Okay.
Yeah, I think happened of
Yeah, I wrote in my notes that he's mostly neutral. He belongs to everyone. He guides fate. He lets people become their full potential.
let's see.
I don't have anything in my notes about us asking him to do something, so maybe we did and I just don't remember.
So it says, in the coming waves, I will gather information. Perhaps I can find the machinations that will cause the devourer to be released.
Got it. Okay, well, I guess I'll thank him for letting us know.
Okay.
Like, what do I do in the dream? I don't know.
Yeah. It's fine. He's just checking in.
Well, I feel like we have to help those people, right? What if my mom and dad are sick? It's probably not from the ash.
It's possible. But
If someone is causing the ash to have magical properties, though, could be because of ash.
Is there a seat over there?
a seat.
Yeah, like, you know, we did like water, wind, earth, fire, and heart.
I mean, there is the Vareki. I don't know if that's a seat.
Because it was on the map in the chamber. It's violet in the chamber.
Well, that is definitely not where the way of order is. But, that's not what I'm looking for. Document things.
Are you calling the Vareki bleh?
Yes.
The seat of bleh.
Go to the seat of Blair.
That's his seat.
That's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, that's his
Seat of bleh.
Yeah, the seat of
Seat
Blair
of Blair.
Yeah.
And Emrose.
in Emrosi.
But didn't we release him from the hollow seat?
Yeah, but that was that's the seat. That was the seat of land, the anchor. That was an anchor. Each seat had their own place on each continent, kind of like their place of, I don't know, just their home in a way. But at each anchor, at each location, technically, all of the seats would have a place to be. So it'd be like consulates, right? Like all of the seats and all of the spectrals could get together at these different consulate locations. But each one would be within their territory.
Also,
Right.
hence why they have keys and portals between them.
Yeah. That was at one point my home until, you know, they buried creature there.
Wait, where?
Cindercrest.
So they're trying to unbury a creature.
You know, the Devourers were they were restricted because of the weave. And as the weave unravels, then they will, be connected back to the power that gave them the ability to, eat the planet again.
So what we did is causing them to feast on our soil, per se.
Per se. But, just banish them. Right?
How would we do that?
Kill him, I guess.
Done it once before. I saw it. Somebody dreamt of it.
I mean, well, that was the masked one. Isn't the Devourer grander?
Hey, before we get into all of that stuff, is there a reason that you're able to come here and nobody else is? Like, you seem to be only whatever you are.
Well, I'm not technically there, am I? I'm in your dream, no. Everybody, all of us that are left, or those that are trying to be, they can step foot on Avonvon whenever they please. They just won't. Because then they won't have access to all of their power, I don't mind on certain occasions.
So does it, like, make them normal mortals?
Well, it brings them down to the whatever level that Avonvon is able to give to them.
Based off the Weave's power?
Yes.
So if we crank that up to 10, then if they come, then, I mean, it stands to reason they would all come back. Vie for power.
Yes.
Huh. That's unfortunate.
But we need to kill the Devourers before we can unleash the Weave.
That's a good idea.
And
But
how...
stepping foot, like when I came to greet you all, I just want to say that I was the only one to do that. I was very weak.
I don't know. We've met the masked guy. We've met the masked guy's friend.
Wait, the masked one?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. He took one of my spells.
Did he step foot on Avonvon?
He was in a realm. He probably did.
Oh.
Right in the
He was in the ancient turtle, right?
So if he ever does step foot on Avonvon, stab him. Can you do that for me?
I wouldn't mind stabbing him. He's kind of an asshole.
Yep.
We all weaken when we step on Avonvon. Right? So,
Yeah, I guess you guys kind of portaled to a different realm, right? Slowly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Inside it was a whole different realm.
Yep. And then what was the other one's name? That's like trying to be the spirits.
Carlos. Carlos.
Yeah,
Carlos. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's also doing some sort of power play, and then there's another one, I think. Maybe I'm thinking to Carlos. I can't remember.
We have Geo Envo.
No info.
Yeah, none of.
Yeah, what's his deal?
Oh,
Their
He's the
deal.
spectral of entropy, I believe, right?
yes.
In the Silent Rent.
He's very unpredictable,
Isn't that the one that's been partnering with the spirits guy? The Carlos?
There's no way that they're partnering.
Well, I don't know. They seem to be potentially working together, I think. There's shenanigans going on.
Yeah.
Lots of shenanigans.
Well, Carlos told us when we saw him last that he would become the seat of spirit or whatever, the spectral spirit. So I think they're two different things.
Yeah, they're not working together.
I don't know. I think they're working together.
They're both evil as shit, but
They're both evil. Yeah, that's right. They're both evil. I bet
I don't
they.
know that they're working together.
Yeah. They are both dicks. That's true.
Yeah.
Yes, they can be.
So are the Devourers do they act on their own will, or do they have somebody?
No, they act on their own will, which is even more frightening, honestly. But I just wanted to check in and make sure that everybody was okay.
I mean,
It's been a while since you've had a nightmare. You're welcome.
I appreciate that. Anytime that I have a crappy night's sleep, I'll make sure to let you know.
Sometimes it's just necessary.
Have you checked in on our fifth member streams by chance?
Yes.
Which fifth member? Oh yeah, we kicked him out of the band.
The one who left us on purpose.
He has nothing but
Jack.
nightmares.
I'm somehow gladdened by this.
They're terrible and twisted things. He drives them. They're reduced even far beyond my imagination. Much torture. I don't
Sounds
generally
like it.
care for torture dreams. It leaves marks in your subconscious for the day. Makes it very difficult.
I'm not sure I want to know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask anyway. Did he have these same dreams when he was with us?
No. His dreams were more, confused. It was as if he was, constantly changing in his dreams, trying to settle into who he wanted to be. You know, in the subconscious way that dreams work, huh? Poor Silas. I am here, but not here. Well, it's wonderful to see you all, even if it is here.
It's always a bizarre confrontation with you.
Good. That's the way I like it.
But I don't think you're bad. Are you bad?
No, I just am.
Okay, good. We need some friends, you know?
Well, I would be...
Will you be our friend?
I would be honored.
Awesome.
I have dreams to invade and, people to spy on.
Well, wait, can you come and visit us with like a good dream? Can you give us some good dreams?
I think by not messing with our dreams, he's doing such.
I don't know, just some good dreams to give us some pep in our step, kind of like a buff.
You remember the first dreams he gave us with the little creatures?
Oh, those weren't really mine. My mites were kind of all doing their own thing. Yeah.
I had a dream once that I was Neo from the Matrix, and that was awesome.
I will do my best.
What kind of matrix is this? I have not heard of this.
It's a math thing. It's fine. No, I don't know. It was weird. I don't know. It just made me feel strong, and I want to feel strong sometimes. And powerful.
I will do my best.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
In the meantime, I think we need to head to where your seat is. Fix some problems over there.
I don't think it exists anymore.
I mean, we'll find out.
Well, I wish you luck.
We're going to the desert, everybody.
Eventually. Well, sleep well.
I imagine that the powers contained from the seed do not just dissipate and disappear. We will find something there, even if it is unfamiliar.
Let me know if you do, because I would like to go home. And I can't sense it. It's just all fire and brimstone.
Well, thank you for keeping to your word and keeping us informed, at least. We do appreciate this.
Be safe. And don't trust anybody. Okay. Bye. And everybody...
Especially the Wanderer.
And he just fades. He fades out, and everybody just ends up right back in their dreams. Nothing fancy, just dreams. So you all do get a good night's sleep. And after your weird dream, after your interrupted dream, but at least you did find out that why none of the other gods-ish will step foot on Avonvon in the material realm. So, Silas, can you hear us?
Knock once if you can hear us.
Can you ask where Onyx is? Okay. What was his response to the masked one? If you asked him, okay, so his response to the masked one was to stab him if he steps on the material realm. Kill him and do it fast.
He said to shank him with a dagger.
Yep.
He would. Yeah, I don't know if he would know where Onyx is. I don't know if he'd be able to tell him from his dreams. Because he's technically would be... Well, no, he would be able to, because they were part of the population when he was still God. Onyx is touring the stones of Cindercrest at the very moment. In search of something, he's not sure what. His dreams are just consistently searching within ash and dust and fire and unable to find anything. You can message them. You can message your parents. I'm sure they would appreciate it since you just fucking ran off.
Oh yeah, I have sending. I'm gonna use it right now.
Okay, so you wake up, like,
yep.
Gotta call mom?
Yep, gotta ring mom and dad.
Okay.
Okay, hi. Mom. It's me, Nemu. I'm out adventuring with some cool people. Well, one person wasn't cool and he's gone, but the rest are cool. I heard disturbing...
Wait, you're using message?
Yeah, no,
oh,
sending.
Okay.
I heard bad reports of things going on there. Are you okay?
I wasn't counting.
I think that's as close to 25,
okay.
Like, without counting.
So it's gonna be a minute for her to wake up and kind of assimilate what just happened. But you'll hear a message back. Nemu, you're okay. We're fine. We've heard rumors about the East. But we haven't seen anything of concern. Do you plan on coming home?
Alright, I'll do it again.
Okay.
I'm glad you're okay. Yes, I plan on coming home eventually. I think that's only 12.
That was 11. I counted 11.
11. Yeah, 11. Okay.
Do ums count?
Let's see. Stay safe. Me and my friends will fix the problem soon. Love you. Bye. I think that was about it. I don't know.
The sands are shifting. So we will be going exploring. Please message when you are on your way here. We miss you. We love you. And we're proud of you.
Okay.
So you would know that the sands shifting means that the dunes are moving, and most likely new ruins are being uncovered, or those maybe that they've explored before.
Right.
Are being uncovered again so that they can go and do their thing. So, you all awake after a peaceful night, fully rested, maybe not Nemo unless you go back to sleep. And if there's anything you need to wrap up before you all head south, now is the time. Is there anything you need to purchase? Any of that good stuff?
I need to purchase a shotgun to get rid of these people shooting off fireworks still.
Yeah. For
Yeah,
real.
same here.
Still
We
annoying.
didn't get any like valuables or gems or gold or anything from the last thing we did we?
Yes, you did.
I didn't write any of
Technically,
it
you
down.
got quite a few.
I wrote the things down, but not the.
So the things, are quite valuable. EOA found 10 gems of various value. Solely the those crystal coin-like things, you can try and do some research on, or have maybe Dorus do some research on those while he's within the library.
Yep.
And if you want to take a day, since y'all are going to be here for a while, Soli, Dorus, one of you do investigation with advantage. So I would assume Soli would probably be assisting Dorus in finding the information on it.
Oh, like a 30-20.
Nice.
Beautiful. Okay. So there are some vague references to these items because they have been found in ruins a few times, and they've been studied quite thoroughly, the ones they did find. And unfortunately, a few of them had actually been destroyed in their studies because it seems to be technically forged arcane energy. It is as if somebody took all of this, like all of their spells, and just squished the energy that it would take into a coin. Now, these were at one point used for as money. Now, they wouldn't have been easy to forge, but they would have had monetary value. Now, they are very, very rare artifacts, and those with different colors are greater in value. If they're just clear, then they're not as valuable as any of the ones that would have a color. We are talking about what y'all got for monetary value out of the ruins. So now, interestingly, you may be able to figure out how to use these to restore a spell slot, since they are technically just forged arcane energies. Internet is just off now, right? And then the coins or the gems ended up being quite valuable, and I think that's what Silas had referred to when he was like, we can go shopping. You will also get a care package as you leave, which will include about 250 platinum, a healing potion for everybody, and also some foods and that kind of stuff. Yeah, so as a group, you got 250
nice.
platinum for your assistance in bringing back the Keenson.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 2,500 gold.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, if I've got 2,500 gold,
Oh my
or
God.
if I've got whatever that is split amongst one less person, which is awesome. 500 gold apiece.
Between 4 people, unless you're sharing with.
625.
Oh yeah, I was counting you. You don't want 500 gold?
Oh, I mean, Kay will take 500 gold.
625.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go.
yeah,
Are there any?
Yeah.
She helped us with this, right? She should get a share.
Not really.
Okay.
It's up to you guys.
Try to be a
like,
nice
okay.
guy.
Yeah, I mean, she will use it to buy, like the specific inks and stuff that she needs to work on her spell book.
Yeah.
Because she is working her ass off right now to learn as many spells as possible.
Yeah, just call it 500 each. Then we'll help her out. I think,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, that worked.
Yeah. And I'll go find Nisa and the wolf party before I leave.
Okay. You go to look for them and you can't find them anywhere.
Oh my gosh, they're gone.
They find you. They all surround you. You're just kind of walking around. You're like, okay, maybe they went out to the coral forest to, do some training. And you go out there and they just ambush you and they all tackle you at once. And then of course they just are laughing and playing around with you, and everybody gives you a hug and tells you good luck, and that, in the future they will find you.
I'm gonna go find some Keenson specific clothes to wear.
Some Keenson specific clothes? Okay.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I want to find some like I have this picture in my head of like their cultural stuff, and not going all the way with it, but just like some cool things that
Okay, here's a fun exercise. What did you picture their clothing to be?
Strangely enough, furs.
It's not fur. It's not furs.
They're wearing beaver fur.
They are already covered in fur, so they don't need furs. I mean, some of them obviously will use furs.
Well, so I would imagine then that it would be kind of skimpy, right? Like how much clothes do they need to wear?
Yeah, their clothing is very simplistic in the amount of layering that they do. But they also have very, very intricate detailing that is kind of part of their culture that they do for each other. Like wives and husbands will embroider their partners' items for symbology of maybe where they met, how they, the things that they love to do together. So sometimes it'll just be scrolls of words around wrists or up and down the arms, around the base of coats, that kind of thing, or maybe flowers or trees. It doesn't really matter. It is a thing that they do out of love and caring for each other. So it's very rare that you'll see anybody wearing any kind of clothing that doesn't have some kind of embroidery on it, or maybe even painting, or dyes in artwork of some kind. Not a lot, not ostentatious, but enough to where it's showing something. I imagine kimonos. Yeah, it would be there would be mini kimono type things out here.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll get something. I want to get something that's like. The fuck do I even have for armor? I don't think I have any armor. Do I have no armor on?
You could have some really interesting cloaks made, or not cloaks, but robes made. Or we have during your time here, they'll be able to put like enough of an idea together of the things that you have at least done for these people here and the stories that you have told in exchange for hearing their stories, to be able to craft something unique for you.
But something
Yeah.
that's like, yeah, so I'd be totally, whatever I would need, I would want to pay for it too. They need to start making money eventually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll call it for a robe, just a plain robe that's not magically, doesn't have any magic in it, 10 gold for the silks and the embroideries. I know you don't have access to your sheet, so. Heh, armor, I know. Nobody wore armor. Is there anything that you wanted to get, Dorus?
Yes, I want to visit the local jewelry shop. If there's such a thing.
Yeah.
Like
There
a metalworker
is.
shop, maybe, or I want to pick up 2 platinum rings worth 50 gold each.
Okay.
And I want to pick up 100 gold's worth of gold dust. Or no, not gold dust, diamond dust.
Okay.
And then I think that's all I can get right now.
Easily
I would
done.
like to visit the blacksmith as well. My staff is like wood. I would like to get a staff that's actually like a heavier metal or something more durable than wood,
Okay.
and like have him actually fit a fitting for the gem and like a claw grip thing to hold the skull, like the purpose-made piece instead of just a wooden staff like I got now.
Well, this wood is quite beautiful. Are you sure you don't want to just add to it?
Is it possible to reinforce it somehow?
Well, of course, I can weave
I
quite
was
a bit
thinking,
of metal through it if that is what you're interested in.
yes, that would be great. I just want to make sure it cannot be broken too easily.
I can make that happen for you.
Cool. However much that costs then.
Okay. Let's go with 25 gold. It will be a weave of platinum and gold and rose gold and a few strands of that strange shimmering metal that you've seen off and on throughout Rallios, but is very small parts of it. Yeah.
Okay, that is very fine craftsmanship. I appreciate that, and I thank him, and that's all.
Okay.
And there's one more thing I want to do.
Okay.
Yeah. So I want to talk to Nisa before I leave. And so, do you remember somebody named Clive? He used to be like a substitute for the ambush group.
Sorry. A substitute. Yes.
I have a dagger. So, he made 2 daggers that we used to use. And I want you to give this to him. I haven't seen him. I don't know where he is, but here.
I will ensure
You
that it's
find him.
Yes, I haven't seen him either, actually. But if I do see him, I will be sure to give it to him.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What's his name?
Clive.
Clive?
Yep.
He was...
Kingston. It was like part of that hunt group. Or a
What group?
substitute, really. The ambush group that Nisa's in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he may have been studying for the Shrouds. So, it makes sense that we're not seeing him.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that it is given to him.
Thank you.
Welcome. Let's see. Hey, Liz. Is there anything specific you want from here? Okay, you'll type it out later. So you all head out and begin making your way south towards, finally, towards the Feely Fields.
Oh my
As you leave, as many people as can walk away from their current duties will say goodbye to you, kind of line the streets, give everybody waves and hugs, and wish you all well. Now, the trip down to Philly Fields is, I believe it's a couple of days. Yeah, it's a couple of days down to Philly Fields. So day one, as you make your way out or down the mountain from Wolfden Falls, you realize just how very alive this area is. It was almost eerie how still it was while you were within the main city before the ritual that Rondon had completed. There are animals everywhere. There's goats that you see just, you don't even know what they're stepping on, but they're just kind of hanging onto the side of some of these cliffs. There are birds everywhere. There's small critters that are consistently barking at you or running across the paths that lead down into Feely Fields. I need whoever is going to be the scout of this leg of travel to make a perception.
Yep.
I feel like it'd be Niamu flying above, but
Yeah.
Okay, he's in the
Better.
restroom. He'll roll as soon as he gets back.
I had to fly to a bathroom. All right, perception.
Yeah.
Oh, you bitch! I rolled a 1 for a 9 total.
9. So as you are making your descent, you're just kind of swept up in the beauty of the trees, the massive flowers that bloom on some of these trees. And when I say massive, these flowers are huge. You could probably put one on your back and you would look like Bulbasaur, huge. For Nemu. They are just
Bulbasaur.
yeah. And they are, but they only bloom on the very top, the very upper branches of these trees. It's just incredible, and the way that they smell is amazing. However, all of a sudden, the sky above you darkens, and you are attacked by a massive flying creature.
oh no.
Oh no!
What a dick!
None of my shit is working. I don't know what's going on with my D&D.
Not working.
Yahweh's just sleeping on top of his horse and like wanders off.
Yeah.
Tell it you're his friend.
Right. Come be my friend, bird buddy.
16 plus to hit. Yes. Eventually. And this creature dives down on top of you, seemingly coming from nowhere. Dives down into you, slams into your small body, and takes 13 piercing damage as its claws grab you. I need you to make a strength check against theirs to be grappled. Yeah. Strength or
No. I mean, that's fine. If it's a grapple, I'll roll. That's what I need to roll. That's what I need to roll. Oh, a 12, because I have a -2 to strength. I am not strong.
you are technically grappled as they begin diving down. The upper part of the trees, the branches are hitting and slapping against you as this creature just breaks through with you in its claws, diving down into the trees itself. At this point, everybody would hear Nemu scream, and this creature screeching as it grabs him. So now we can roll initiative.
$13 for me.
Six. So lame.
Yeah.
I guess I need to pull up. AOAs. I'm sorry, AOA, this freaking sucks. Did it?
Oh, don't forget Kaya. She's with us, right?
Yep. Kaya.
I look over and I'm like, this is your big moment. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like, try and psych her up.
Yeah, we got your back.
Yeah.
As you fall through the tree grapple.
Yep.
So funny.
You got this. Smash, 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 smash.
Okay. Yeah, so... Oh, strangely enough, Nemo.
He said I'm grappled.
Yeah, you are grappled.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 6 on the die.
Alright, I'm gonna use Dissonant Whispers.
Okay.
Oh, that is a lot of ones. For 22 psychic damage.
Holy shit.
I rolled 2 ones.
That is a lot of damage.
As he's grappled me, I'm gonna just whisper something. You're not even a real bird.
So, from what y'all hear, this heavy screech changes into a cry of pain. As if you are able to look up and see, it kind of darts back and forth between some branches as it loses its focus,
Yep.
trying to figure out where it's going.
So now it has to move its speed away from me.
Away from you?
Yep.
Okay. So
It can't move on obviously dangerous ground such as fire or pit. Yeah, so now it's got to immediately move away from me. It's got to use its reaction and to use its speed as far as its speed allows.
okay. So it kicks off of you and you go tumbling down.
Well, hell no. I'm going to use that fucking dexterity I got to try to right the wrong here.
All right, roll Yeah, roll dexterity. Let's see what happens. Dexterity saving throw.
Oh, you son of a bitch! Fuck. That's 2 ones in a row.
Anyway,
I hate you, dice. I'm retiring from DnD.
so anyway, just prepare. I'll put you at the end. So you go tumbling down and you begin smacking into branches. You take 4 damage, 4 bludgeoning damage as you're trying to right yourself. It's his turn. You see this creature shriek in pain, and it just forcefully pushes Nemo away, and you see feathers flying from it piercing into him. You see Nemo tumbling down, trying to right himself, being smacked by branches. You hear his cries of pain as it's not fun. And the creature begin to dart away from Nemo. We'll say it's about 60 feet from you guys.
You said feathers, so I'm assuming it's not like a undead creature or something
No,
gross.
it's not.
Does it look like a normal bird?
Yes, it's large. It's a big bird. But it's not. It doesn't seem to be undead. It just seems like it found a nice treat.
Okay. I kind of just want to let it go then if it's going to go. If it doesn't look like it's going to be aggressive towards us anymore, I'm going to let it go, and I'm going to go under. I'm going to move underneath Numu in case he needs me to catch him from the fall. I know he can fly,
cool.
but
Okay.
Ooh, ow, ow, ooh.
Cartoon. Do.
yeah. So I'll just like hold an action to try and catch Nemu.
Okay. Kaya was working on a spell, and she just kind of looks around. She's like, am I doing something? You didn't attack. What am I doing? Something? What am I doing?
It does not seem hostile at this point. I'm going to wait it out.
Okay. Okay, I'll just wait. See? Sully.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let a freaking bird disrupt the peace of the field area. So I'm gonna throw a fireball at it.
Okay.
Yep.
Dex saving throw?
Yep, 15.
Oh no, that's a 4.
Oh. Whoa. Yeah, 25 fire damage.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sully launches.
I guess I'm the pacifist of the group. Shit.
Yeah.
It's a fright. Oh wait, I was trying to save my ass. Son of a bitch.
Sully begins speaking a spell, and you all know this one by now, as you've all
Run!
run away. Everybody ducks. Kaya's like, why is everybody scared? Sully, as she begins speaking this spell, suddenly the massive fireball in the sky around this creature erupts and explodes, and the creature shrieks, and you see it just fall out of the fire and the smoke, its feathers singed and burned, and it rights itself just as it hits the top of the trees once again, and is going to try and fly away. It's just trying to get away from Nemo.
Yes.
Daggers. Not 2, 5, and 6. Roasted bird. Yeah, I'm sorry. So daggers, as this creature begins falling, fly through the trees and aren't able to make it through all of the canopy. Nemu, make another dex saving throw.
God damn it. Come on, not a 1. Not a 1. Hey, 16 for 24.
So as you're falling, you hear these daggers whipping past you and thunking into branches near you. You're just like, ow, 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 fuck! And you're able to right yourself. So I would say you're probably about 20 feet from the ground. What would you like to do?
It's my turn. How far away is it?
After falling, it's still probably 40 feet from you. trying to get away, but it got caught in fire and fell a little bit.
What does it look like? Got caught in fire.
It's a incredibly large bird. Its feathers themselves are actually quite beautiful. They're almost silvery, gray, and then as it flaps underneath, you see that it shimmers this really pale blue. I don't know if you've ever seen any of this creature before. Its beak is large. It's obviously like a predator, like a large hawk, maybe, or eagle of some kind. But it has a crest on its head and the same silvery feathers.
Weird.
It's
okay,
a
have I
strange
seen
bird.
anything like that?
You can roll history, but I don't know that you have. You're from the desert. This is not a desert creature.
26.
26. You may not have seen them, but you have heard of them because they prey on smaller birds.
Oh, son of a bitch. Yeah, I've definitely heard of them.
They prey on, yeah, definitely. They prey on other flying creatures, including smaller birds, as the main thing that they hunt. It is just the silver barb.
Okay.
Known as the silver barb.
Alright, roll another wisdom saving throw.
2.
Wow.
This poor bird.
Yeah.
Another 23 damage.
Good.
That's Phantasmal Killer.
God.
He's fucking trying to eat me.
So as
Jesus.
it's running away.
It doesn't matter. He tried to eat me. I don't know he's running away. Maybe he's just going to get more owl eating friends.
That's right.
Also,
It is
giving
frightened. It
nightmares.
is frightened now. Yeah.
So it's frightened again.
Again, yeah.
That's 70. A lot of damage. 60, 72.
I love Phantasmal Killer because it has to, at the end of its turn, has to make a wisdom saving throw. Otherwise, it keeps taking 40 psychic damage. It's so crazy.
So
Like a
after
dot.
seeing EOA try to attack it, Solely burn it, Nemu attack it again, Kaya's going to release her spell.
Get it, Kaya.
See if on a Constitution saving throw. Let's see here. Oh my god, it just fucking fails. This poor thing. The creature, you see the space around it warp. And it's like if it was reflecting in a pool of water that has a lot of ripples in it. And then suddenly the creature disappears and reappears on the ground in front of everybody. I don't think that's not where I wanted it to be. I'm sorry. She just teleported everybody. EOA, you can stab it now. Sorry.
Well, you know,
That's
it's
all
the learning process.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So she
hilarious.
jumps back and gets as far away from the creature as she can, of course. Let's see. It is the creature's turn. The creature is now under Nemu, scared of Nemu. Is at least next to EOA. It has to move as far away from you as possible, right? Or no, that's not part of it. It's just frightened.
It can't move closer to him.
Okay,
That's
so it's just frightened. Wanted to make sure that it wasn't. Gotcha.
And it has like
Just
disadvantage
can't
on
willingly
ability and
move towards
attacks.
me.
Yeah. Okay, so it's going to attack. I roll. EOA, and try and get away at the same time. That is a 16 to hit and a 17 to hit.
It's at disadvantage, right?
That is a 15 to hit and a 16 to hit. I don't remember what your.
This is like 18, I believe.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Yeah, his AC's 18.
Okay. So it tries to attack just to get away, and then we'll try and take flight and use its 60 feet of flying speed to leave, which means that anybody within melee range gets an attack of opportunity, which would be EOA and possibly Dorus. Dorus, if you would have been right under Nemu, you'd probably be able to get an attack of opportunity.
I'm not hitting him. I'm letting him leave.
Oh, okay. So Silas, EOA, you're more than welcome to take an attack of opportunity as this creature tries to run. Okay, 15. That'll hit. Yeah, EOA wants this thing dead. It is really, really hurt. I just wanted to eat, man.
Yeah, I picked the wrong bird to eat.
It did. Yeah. Are you just doing scimitar? A 4 for damage. 4 plus, so 4 plus 6, so 10. Okay. So the creature will take the attack and limps off and darts 60 feet as far away from Nemu as it can get. And it is limping. It is really, really, really badly hurt. So then Oli and then EOA.
Ew.
I know. He wasn't expecting this. So what you got, Soli?
Scorching Ray of Doom.
Oh no.
Ew.
Oh no.
17 to hit.
Yeah, 17 hits.
8 fire damage. Or, yeah. Ew.
So close. Jump up into the air and body slam it while turning large. I will grapple. It has a 60-foot movement speed. So it is 60 feet from you.
Does he get more movement when he turns large?
I have no idea. No.
Probably can't reach him then.
Nemu, you're next after EOA. More daggers. You have one left. Okay. Should have bought some javelins. Nat 19. Okay, that hits. Your dagger is a +5. With your frozen dagger. I don't know if you're just using a regular dagger. 6 damage? Okay. EOA tosses a dagger. Lands into the creature. You hear it weakly scream out in pain. It is like bleeding out on death's door. Nemu. Gonna let this thing get away?
Yeah, I'm gonna let him go.
Oh wait. He has to roll a save at the end of his turn anyway, doesn't he?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, unfortunate.
Oh shit.
Damn it.
That's an 8 on the die.
Oh god.
Another 18 damage.
As the creature flies off, nobody else casting an attack or throwing daggers. I'm free. Dies for brain hemorrhage. Yes, exactly. You hear the cries of the creature as it's trying to gain in altitude. And then you hear a choking and a gurgling and something heavy crash through the tree. As it falls dead from Phantasmal Killer. Out of line of sight. And yeah.
That poor bastard.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a thing that was big that tried to eat you.
Trying to eat me. Son of a bitch.
I walk over to Nimu and, are you all right? Do you need some assistance? And I offer to heal him.
Yeah, if you sure, buddy. I appreciate that.
And I'll go over to Kaya.
She leans into you slowly. She's like, I did it. Did you see
Yeah,
it?
that was actually really cool.
Cool.
I reach down and pat Nimu on the back and heal him for 11.
Nice.
Thanks.
I don't think that's the way it was supposed to work, but I found it in a book and I thought it was like really, really cool. And
Yeah.
I've been practicing on small things, and I don't know, maybe it was because it was so big and it just got drawn to me. I don't know how it works, but I still did it. It was really cool.
That was really impressive.
Gotta teach me the fire thing, because that's a lot of
Oh, yeah.
fire. It's really awesome. Need to get Nemu to get the daggers stuck in the trees. Okay, Nemu, roll, investigation to find daggers.
Alright.
Not gonna be too high of a DC.
Sure.
Yeah, they were zipping past you. Okay. I will say you're able to retrieve 2 of the 3 that he threw, and then the other one is going to be in the creature.
Alright. I'll give it back.
So you have killed a silver barb bird. It's a quite rare bird, but that's okay. That likes to snack on other birds.
Yeah.
And
Try to eat my ass.
so we can pick up there next session.
Sweet.
Nice little random
I'm grabbing
encounter.
a bird feather, by the way,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
for
yeah.
my inventory.
Okay. I am okay with that. Grab a bird feather. I lost a dagger. Yep. Internet network next time. So true. That's frustrating. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that sucks.
All I know is I get a lot of calls at work with people that have Spectrum outages.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That sucks.
Considering the amount of people that actually have Spectrum. Second only to Comcast.
Yeah, you can grab a few feathers if you wish. They are beautiful and they do shimmer. Actually, they would be a great addition to your staff if you wanted to tie some together and put them on your staff, because they match the different metals that were used are all different silvers, and these feathers like shine in different tones depending on the light, the way they hit the light. They're quite beautiful. And then you have the pale blue ones too if you wanted to add that, but it might not be Dorus's aesthetic. Anyway, Tim's restarting his PC because he's also having PC problems.
Yeah, sorry. I was just writing down what I took. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
I don't think it's his aesthetic to have feathers as his like his clothes or his staff or anything. So I'm not gonna do that, but I just wanted to take them in case I need as part of my research on this journey.
Yeah, I'm gonna click the end screen. Cause shit's wonky.
Yeah, we got all kinds of problems tonight.
I know.
Can't believe y'all just murdered this innocent bird.
Okay, Silas, that works for me. I know, just killing birds for no reason.
Straight up murked him. Like, God,
I was just
no
hungry.
feeling
God,
at all.
Can you throw him some meat?
I thought I would be like the guy to like, oh, he's a nice bird. We'll just let him go. He's fine. He's leaving. Nope. Boosh, boosh, boosh.
It's so funny. The fireballs and the phantasmal
I did not
voices.
expect that.
And then the guy gets ported right at the feet of somebody. Yeah, the poor guy. Poor guy. Kay is excited though.
I guess, yeah, she needs her practice. Yeah.
She does need her practice. That's true. More practice with that one, apparently. That's okay.
What spell was this that she teleported it?
Vortex Warp.
Oh, wow. Never heard of that one.
Yeah. She found it in probably one of your books that you had found.
Oh, wow. She's a better reader than me.
That's what she was. She was a student. She was just a student. Well, she was a student of psychology. And most of her spells are around that. But this one she thought was really, really interesting. Really interesting. And strangely enough, it's from the curriculum of Chaos, Strixhaven. Makes sense. Studious peoples.
She's a sorcerer, right?
She's a wizard.
Or wizard, okay.
She's a wizard.
I should let her have this like wizard spell book.
Yeah. What were the spells in that one? Do you remember what was what was that wizard?
I don't know if I actually read anything in it.
Okay.
I just noted that it was a spell book.
Yeah, we can roll on the spell class. Let's see, there's 8. Let's see. Oh, transmutation. Okay. Interesting. It says main study was transmutation. That'll be.
Yeah, it just it says private wizard's book of their spells, eclectic mix of spells. I didn't write anything much more than that. Yeah, I mean, if we want to roleplay next time, I'll give it to her. But
yeah, you know, as soon as just like plopping down on the floor, it feels like the floor's gonna collapse.